welcome to my channel. I needed to share some information because there's been a lot of information coming in, and this is a world reading. We all know that there's been fires, and we are all being told, I'm just going to get right to it, we're all being told this is all about climate change. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, we are polluting the earth with a lot of the things that we're doing and a lot of the things that we're not doing that we should be doing. So I agree 100% that we're not exactly helping planet Earth. But the motives behind the things that are happening are not being, it's not natural. That's the problem. None of this is natural. They talk about these natural wildfires. Just for food for thought, that fire in Canada, and I'm sure everywhere else too, but like for us, because it's near us in general, I'm in Pennsylvania. When we were getting all the smoke from Canada, the bees were non-existent. Smoke puts bees in hibernation. So the fires did not just affect the people that were in the fire. It affected everything around it as well. Nature that keeps us going, that provides for Mother Earth, that then provides for us as humans, was all affected. We are all connected, and I can't stress that enough. So with all these fires popping up everywhere, I started to do some research, and it just so happened to be exactly 9/11 on the clock, which is odd because every time anything is relating to fire for me, I keep getting shown 9/11, which we all know what happened on 9/11, the airplanes and fire and destruction. Okay? So this is what I mean by things are all connected. I wrote down, and I'll show you a glimpse of, hello crow. I wrote down all the places that have recently had fires, okay? And now what we see is they're saying this is climate change, it's from the hurricanes. Well, there's a lot of people doing a lot of research trying to figure this all out. And I could tell you one thing, Lahaina, Hawaii, I hope I said that correctly. They're claiming it was from the hurricane, yet there's proof, there's scientific proof. This isn't a spiritual thing, this is science. Scientifically proven that the hurricane that was in the ocean was too far away to cause the winds that it did. If you don't believe me, you can look it up. So this is my point here. I wrote down every single place that has had fires. Oddly enough, every single one of them is near a body of water. And then I started looking into, okay, I knew that water was coming after fire, but now, like, why? Like, why those areas? Well, if you look at all of those areas, we have serious exporting trades with every single one of these places that have had fires. That's just the tidbit of it. Now let's put the icing on the cake. The three major things that came up in every single one of those places that had a fire, what we get from them, what we have exported from them to us: diesel, petroleum, and transportation parts. More specifically, planes. Other things like minerals, chemicals, agricultural, coal, produce, obviously, whatever they mass produce in. Like, I know Italy we get olive oil from. Machinery, nuclear. We actually get nuclear things from Italy. Just let that sit for a second. After I had this written in front of me to see those three main things pop out, what is the number one thing that they have been raising consistently and scaring us to saying that we don't have access to these things? Petroleum, gas, oil, fuel. Why is it every single place that has been set on fire, why is that the major export? Am I the only one to find that ironic? I don't know. I don't know. I just find it very strange, and I needed to pull cards to confirm that this is, I mean, you could call me a crazy conspiracy theorist, whatever you want to call me, but the proof is in the pudding here. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Mother Earth would not burn herself down. Let's just be real here. Yes, Mother Earth has different weather patterns and different things happen. Volcanoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, those things all happen. Yes. But when things are being manipulated, now think about this. They started manipulating the waters by the windmills. That was affecting all of ocean life. Okay? So now you interrupted Mother Nature's water life and didn't expect a repercussion? I mean, I don't understand. Like, this is, I apologize if I sound very like, it hit me this morning after I was contemplating it last night. Like, there's got to be a connection. There has to be a connection. And I'm sorry, but I'm one of those people. I don't, oh my God. I've never had a card come out on its own. I usually split the deck, and I didn't even get that far. And scary enough, look at the eyes. Now these are, just to show you, portals of presence. These cards I usually only use whenever there's a very powerful message coming in, a worldly message coming in, or if I feel like somebody needs a little extra support or guidance within their reading, I will use these because these are very strong. I have a very good connection with these cards, so whatever is happening, whatever I'm talking about, it'll confirm to me whether or not it's true, and this is true. The eyes being with the bars, it's like we are in jail. We are in chains. We are living day to day, surviving because of all of this nonsense. I 110% believe that these fires were started. They were started. They were manipulated. I don't believe, yes, we did have a very dry spell not that long ago around the time that the Canada fires happened. So I'm not saying that it couldn't have been a natural thing, but the way that it happened and the way it spread and where it spread and where it didn't, like in Lahaina, Hawaii, there's two celebrities mansions there right in that area that just happened to not be touched by any of the fire. How does a fire choose to go, okay, I'm gonna go this way, but then I'm gonna go around this? That is not natural. Okay? When a fire engulfs, it's gonna go everywhere. It's not just gonna go a certain direction. That's not how this works. And yes, it'll follow the wind. The human race and society is being manipulated. We are being shown so many different things to where people don't know what to believe anymore, which is actually a good thing. You need to start questioning what you're seeing and what's happening around you, because what you're seeing is not the truth. The truth is there. but it's not being shown that way. We are manipulated to believe that certain things are happening, and it just doesn't make any sense. Our eyes are blinded. Our soul is in chains. Look at the third eye. It's blackened. This has been the initial goal against humanity since this started, was to distract us and destroy our connection with a higher power, with a higher being. There is magic on this earth. Whether you believe it or not, there is. And we're being swayed to lose that connection. And clearly we are blinded. I'm very like on edge with this because I'm filled with like sadness. I'm very mad sad. I'm very mad sad. I grabbed almost every deck that I have because I didn't know which ones to pull. Let's see if an animal will speak to us and show us. And I swear if a shark comes out of this deck, I'm going to lose my mind because sharks have been coming to me. There's a song called Sharks by Imagine Dragons that I heard for the first time. I know it's probably been out for a while, but I've never heard it before until recently. And it's talking about your surroundings. It's talking about the people around you. There are sharks around you. Oh, look at that. Is that one or two? Please be one. Oh, thank God. The red fox. Strategy. Now, if you all know spirit animals, a fox is a sly creature. Everything has its good and its bad. Red, the red and orange. Red keeps standing out to me. Orange keeps standing out to me. That fire. Fire. Plain and simple, fire. Now, the fox is a tricky creature. It could be looked at as giving you the skillfulness to see what's going on behind the scenes, but it could also be a representation of the sneakiness that is happening right in front of your eyes that you're not seeing. I want to see what the book correlates with because, and I always refer to my books if you watch any of my stuff, in order, in my opinion, to become a good reader and to become connected with your deck, you must understand your cards. And I understand my cards and I base it off of the feeling that I get off of them, but I also always refer to the book for more insight to see if anything else comes up. Now this is the red fox, which red, like I said, that keeps coming up. Where is it? Why am I not finding it? It is red fox. Oh, it's not in alphabetical order. Okay, give me a second. Love when that happens. Red fox. Oh, the card is number 3, and it's the third one in the list. 19. Work through a strategy to get what you want. This is a time of transformation, so do not hide what you really are. Be a part of nature, not apart from nature. Be patient, your opportunity will come. I just keep talking about nature. Like this is Foxes are intelligent and are able to find their way around traps and nets. They are considered to be patient hunters, observing the comings and goings of their prey. It is possibly this sense of these animals being secretive and strategic that have fostered the idea of them being shapeshifters. After all, one may see a fox come or go, but really both. Everything I just said. Oh my God. So on the positive, you can use the fox to connect yourself with nature. I do believe that these cards show me the symbology of the good and the evil. The fox magic can help you find the best way to get through any puzzling or difficult situation. So it is an animal, a totem to call on to help get through this craziness that we are facing. But I went back into a reading that I did a year ago where fire came up as well. And one of the parts of the video that stood out to me was I kept talking about there was a path. Everything that's happening, we're sitting here going like, why is this keep happening? What more can possibly go wrong? Don't ever ask that, because many things could go wrong. But this is this is just confirmation that like that reading said. So now we're a year closer. Everything that I'm predicting is now a year closer. It used to be 2 years. Now it's a year, maybe a little bit less. The strategy, I'm hearing connection. The strategy is connection. If more people became in tune with their faith, with whatever they believe, because when it comes down to it, no matter what the religion, no matter what the culture, there are higher beings. And we all are connected to those higher beings. And we need to, I hate saying need, but for humanity to survive this crisis that we have been going through for the last couple of years, we need to come together. That means spiritually, and it might wind up being physically. Honestly, it's going to be us against them. And we know when I say them, I mean the GOV, plain and simple. Let me just say that when we were watching the elections between Trump and Biden, the biggest thing that the Democrats kept pushing was a climate control bill. They wanted to go clean and go green. Now, like I said, I know that we're not helping our planet with a lot of the things that we're doing. So there are changes that need to be made. However, the changes that they wanted to put into place is going to cost us trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. So is that where our money's going? Because there's not a single person that I know that isn't struggling. Everything is skyrocketing to the point where in my previous reading a year ago, it was stating that we were going to be forced to have to learn how to be more self-sufficient. And I can't stress that enough any more than what I already have. You're going to have to be self-sufficient in order to live, because our cost of living just keeps going like this. Our paychecks are here. There is no rise in this at all. These fires were intentional. They were absolutely intentional to force trauma on that export for us to have to cave and give in to the agenda. I 100% believe that. Now, this is my Murder of Crows deck, which I absolutely love. They're only in black and white. I'm just showing you the deck. For me, they're very descriptive. I don't have a hard time reading these, but I do always refer to the book because I get a lot more information, or I get confirmation of what I've been saying. So what I'm going to try to do is confirm what I'm being told right now. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to confirm. Well, I'm going to see if my confirmation is correct. Now, if you notice too, I was looking at the red fox. So there is the red umbrella, The girl at the bottom, which again, this is feminine energy because we're talking about Mother Earth here, Grandmother Earth. She is only going to put up with so much abuse, and then she's going to respond. She's going to react to what we're doing because we are manipulating the natural way that our weather is in order to manipulate these things. And it's not in our place to do that. I've said that over and over again. We are not gods. We are not meant to manipulate Mother Earth and what she provides and what she does and what she doesn't. And that keeps on happening to force this agenda of this climate control. Now, some people could say there is a climate crisis. Some people could say you're crazy. Some people could say, why are you not seeing this? I'm not saying that there isn't an issue with our climate control, but I don't believe that it's as severe as they're claiming. The only reason it's becoming as severe as they're claiming is because they're forcing it. They're manipulating our winds. They're manipulating our waters. They're manipulating everything, which will cause things to overflow when it comes to the world responding as nature. The Seven of Wands. Now, at the bottom of the deck that I showed you, it showed the Seven of Swords, so I find that a little ironic. Seven of Wands. I get the feeling that this is us here, the Crow. And this is what we're looking up at. It's almost like it's right in front of us. It's right there. We're seeing it. I will read the book in a second to get a little more intel on what it's saying, but the Seven of Wands to me represents a battle. We're facing a battle, and right now it's overwhelming what we're facing as humans trying to live on this earth that has been taken over by filthy, greedy human beings that have no motive other than to put money in their pocket, because that's all it's about. It's all about money. That's all they care about. The Eight of Cups. Fight. Do you see how the one crow is standing what looks to be like its cup, and then the other ones are fighting around it? It's like, this is what we're all living. We are at war. We are at war. We are trying to survive while they keep manipulating more and more things. Oh, hello there. The only thing... Wow, the infinity symbol on here. Now look at this, okay? Just for a second. Oh my God, the bottom of the deck. See the symbol on top of his head? Infinity. And what happens when you draw an 8? It always connects and start over again, right? Look at how the man is trying to force the lions. We just had a Lionsgate portal and we're still within the middle of it. Manipulating. Manipulation. And the bottom of the deck, I'm pretty sure that's the Wheel of Fortune. These cards don't tell you what they are, so some of them do at the bottom, some of them do not, because they're major arcanas. So that would be the Wheel of Fortune. Oh goodness gracious. So just to make sure that I'm on the right page here, I'm going to look up the Seven of Wands. Treading steadily with weary feet through terrain choked with thorns, your boots are in tatters. That's us, like I said, trying to survive. Only by relying on your staff for careful maneuvering can you navigate the path. Aching from the energy you have expended on this journey, you falter. Not sure if you have the fortitude to take even one more step, you see your companion. Sleek wings folded patiently, waiting on a nearby stone. It cocks its beak ever so slightly, ink black eyes never leaving yours. The message rings true within your spirit. Keep your head up and have faith. What did I say? That you're looking up. You plant your staff, gather your strength and alignment with your purpose, and take another step. The key words for this are defending your position, preparing for a leap of faith, and holding the higher ground. I'm telling you, no matter what you believe, you better get connected with your faith. You better start doing more for humanity, for others, because this selfish, greedy attitude that a lot of people have on this planet, that if it came down to you or me and they'd throw you in the trenches, that is not going to work well for you in your future. Your people you are close to, even yourself, will suffer. I don't say that as a threat in any way. It's in the reading. It's letting you know. Get right with your faith. Seriously, whatever it is you believe. And if you know, and you watch my channel, you know I don't judge anybody. I don't believe that one religion is right over the other. I don't work that way. We all have a faith system, a belief system, and whatever that is for you, that's what you need to reach out to. Now the Eight of Cups. You can seek for something for so very long and yet discover the desire was not yours after all. Perhaps others encouraged you along this path. The time has come for you to find your own way. You leave them to struggle and attend to petty dramas that no longer hold any meaning for you. The night is young. To remain here is to dwell too long in someone else's dream. Choose a new path, a time to pivot, go further. Yes, see, find your faith. Do the right thing. Treat others the way you would want to be treated, because I'm telling you right now, this is a test of mankind. With everything that's going on, it's going to come down to, is humankind worth saving? Are they? Because look at all the turmoil that they cause. Look at what man does to the universe, to the planet, to each other. Are we worth saving? Are your kids' futures worth saving? That's what I'm hearing. Like the world as it is right now, we can barely survive. You think our children are going to survive? Think about how you treat people, how you think about people, even how you think about your own life, because that's all going to affect everything. Just because you don't say it out loud doesn't mean that higher beings can't hear you. You can speak to your spirit guides and angelic people through your mind, especially if they're following you. They can hear every thought in your head. That's why get out of the norm. Stop following people. Stop just going with the motions of like, oh my God, this is now happening and this is now. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. We are all supposed to be individuals. And the point of that word is an individual. There isn't another me. There isn't another you. You are here to be your own true self, not to follow what everything is shown to us every day of how to be or how to look. You need to be an individual. You need to be an individual. Because if you follow the flock, What if they're leading you into troubled water? That's us as humanity. Our government is leading us and has been leading us into troubled waters, and they are manipulating exactly what they want to manipulate to make us believe that their thoughts and ideas are the right way to go, like the Clean and Green Act and the Climate Control Act. They want us to believe that if we don't do something, if we don't follow what they're saying, things are going to come to an end. That is not true. That is not true. And you're being confirmed that. That is not true. Go your own way. Because if you keep following social media and what's being shown to us, you're only seeing what they want you to see. You're not seeing what's really happening. You're not opening your mind to the fact and reality and thought process of, okay, well, this happened, but why? And what was the motive behind it? There's always a motive or an agenda to get something out of it. So you have to step out of just following the sheep into the fire, basically, is that's what I just heard. Following the sheep into fire. I'm just I'm very angry with this because I knew that there was something not right. I was shown this over a year ago that there was going to be a lot of fire all over the place. Didn't connect that it was manipulative at that time, because I wasn't meant to see it at that time. I wasn't open to it at that time, but now I am. So this is your strength card, hence the lion. I don't like the fact that this thing is trying to pry its mouth open. It's going to take a lot of strength to step out of the norm for a lot of people, because it's almost like the only way that I can explain it, like for me, when I talk to like my husband about this stuff, is like all the movies. If you're a movie person, then you'll understand. All the movies that we grew up watching that put you in a mental state of like, oh my God, that'd be crazy if that happened, or that'd be insane. We're living it now. Does any of you feel like when you're watching a movie or watching TV, you're kind of like on autopilot now? Or you're watching the movie and it looks different now? Because I could tell you, for me, because I'm more awakened, I try to watch things that I've watched for many years and I'm like, oh my God, they did that. That's actually happened to us. We are actually living that. That's insane. Like laser beams coming from the sky to start a fire. There are locals in these areas where these fires started that have it on camera. It got caught on camera. How ironic is it that you saw this beam and then a fire starts? I mean, that's literally something out of a movie. Literally. Project Bluebeam. Here we all can't even afford to feed ourselves, but yet you're going to throw out there that, oh my God, it's confirmed that aliens are real. What? Okay, so what does that do for us exactly? Are we going to blame the aliens now for these laser beams because now they're going to realize that it's actually getting out there and people are seeing it? How much you want to bet they're going to try to claim that? I'll bet my life on that. They're going to claim that those laser beams were extraterrestrial beings doing that. Guaranteed. Give it time. It'll come out. You can sense and feel the changes within you more than you can see them. What I just say? Stop believing what you're seeing. It's in here. The closer you get to your faith, the more awakened you will become. And that doesn't mean you have to sit at an altar. It doesn't mean you have to go to church. I don't believe in that. I strongly believe that all it takes is a minute out of your day to look up and say, whatever you believe. Thank you, God. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, All Father. Whoever you believe or whatever you believe. Thank them. Thank them that you woke up today, that you're still breathing, that your children are safe, that you still find it within your heart to be a good person, even though you're being tested every day by evil people on this earth. Your trials in this wasteland have made you strong, and what is to come requires that you be stronger than you have ever been. And I believe that because this is literally, and I keep saying this, just the icing on the cake. This cake is 8 tiers high. Let's go with the infinity symbol. It's about 8 tiers high now. And we're still going. We're still building. You hear the rumbles of your power deep within. Your greatest adversary cannot escape. Your unending strength dwells in your mind, your heart, and your blood. It's within here, I'm telling you. It scratches at its bonds, ready to tear and rend and devour. It can never be silenced. There's no need to even try. It can listen. It can be cajoled. It can be loved. This task will take all of your reserves, but after all, it's what you have been preparing for. Never in my life did I think I was going to sit here and say you are preparing to live. I don't even know, like I say that, and we are all every day preparing every day to live. That's the point that it's at. I just hope that this reading reaches out to people and opens up your eyes, because I'm telling you, we are stronger as a unit. The faith alone is enough to connect us. You need to be good. And I'm not trying to base this off of movies, but if you haven't watched Manifest on Netflix, a lot of that, I truly believe, is very on point with the whole spiritual side of things. You know how they get callings and then they go to help that person, even if the person was bad. They get tested like, well, would you still help this person knowing that they killed this person? And what winds up happening? 99% of the time, they still help the individual, but then the higher powers step in and they take that person because that person was tested and they failed the test, because even facing death, knowing that they had to be a better person, they chose to be a bad person anyway, they wind up diminishing. With death comes life. It's the circle of life. Oh, goodness gracious. So now the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like that's just confirmation that this is... It's gonna show, like, this is... Everything that we're going through is meant to happen. And you think to yourself, well, why? You know, this is... I mean, I'm not sitting pretty. I could tell you that. We are struggling. Every week, when we get paid, you sit down and you say, okay, well, what can I pay and what can I put off? It's sickening. And me and my husband both work. We're full-time workers. That's just what it's come to. Honestly, it's not enough. And I just noticed too, around this face, kind of looks like a lion. Now, everybody had said the Lionsgate portal was to, you know, the highest manifestation period, the, you know, whatever it is you're looking to get. I think that's part of the problem in society, though. Are you doing these things to get, or are you doing these things out of the goodness of your heart? There's too much greed in this world. There's so much greed in this world, and that's why we are going to suffer over and over and over again until humanity understands that greed literally gets you nowhere. So anyway, let's read the wheel. The wheel spins and you rise to the top. It spins again and sends you crashing down into the briars. What goes up must come down. Today, tomorrow, next year, some year. Time has no interest in our comforts, our decisions, all our plans and schemes, our hopes and fears. It is the apex predator in this strange landscape. It buoys you up, it pulls you down. The moment will come again when you have the power to choose. While you cannot change the greater workings of the universe, like what's happening with the government and them manipulating everything, you may choose what to do when chance is in your favor. Like I said, you decide what to do when you are again at the bottom of the heap. The key words for this: a change in fortune, the passage of the seasons, a fleeting opportunity, ups and downs, temporary setbacks. I just gotta take a minute. So, the infinity symbol, inevitably, we are going to, the world keeps changing. With time has to come change, because the balance of good and bad wind up being imbalanced, which also affects our personal lives and the choices that we make that make it good or bad. If humanity cannot put their BS aside, the whole popularity, favoritism, Hollywood, all of that, put that all aside, because this is never gonna end. I mean, it may like the Wheel of Fortune said, it's gonna go up and it's gonna go down, and it's gonna go up and it's gonna go down, and it always will. But right now, in the timeline that we're in, and the fact that we're not in a good part of our timeline because man is playing God for whatever reason, greed, for the greed. I can't stress enough. I'm telling you, it comes down to simple things, is in how you treat people, how you talk to people, how you act towards other people, how you portray yourself to the world. Are you throwing garbage outside? Are you abusive towards animals? Are you killing things that you shouldn't be killing? Are you, what I like to call, living the Kardashian life and not being thankful for any of it that you have? Because there are people out there that have it so much worse. Does that cross your mind? I ask this because this is the problem with humanity. There is no compassion anymore. There is none. People look at other people, they judge them immediately, and that's it. But that judgment that you put on someone, somebody higher up is now judging you for that. If people are going to be mean, they're going to be mean. We cannot change who people are. We cannot change the situation, and we cannot overcome the situation that we're in right now, because what's controlling us is what's up here, our government. But what controls them, and they don't want to believe it because they're too involved in dark magic and all this other craziness, is the higher power. And that is why faith is the most important thing that all of us as human beings can hold on to. It's not, I keep hearing it's not that hard. Alexa, play something. Let's see if I get a song that kind of confirms all this. I did get a song as I was doing this written reading right before I started recording myself, and it's Trees by 21 Pilots. Cups. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. And that's Mother Nature talking. We cannot survive without her. I think I saved it. Yes. So I was sitting outside and I was filming, and I think it's on my TikTok as well. This just came to me. There's something truly beautiful about trees. Sit quiet, watch, and listen. Look beyond the painted picture in front of you. They show their strength, their beauty, their time they have held on to, the storms they have lived through. But with each year that passes, that brings the warmth, sun, and water to the trees awaken again. They flourish in color and life. They grow and mature year after year, regardless of the storms. Each year that comes and goes, we gain memories, memories that have painted our paths, but we must learn, be inspired by the trees, survive the storms ahead, rise again, stronger, more powerful, and even more beautiful. We must rise above it. Stand true to yourself. Stand the test of time. And that sure is true. We are standing a serious test in this time frame right now, which is going to affect, and this is where it hurts me the most. I don't understand how people could just voluntarily be so cruel or mean to other people. And these are people who have children. Like, think about that. If somebody treated your child the way you were treating this other person, and you have no legitimate reason to hate this person or dislike this person, how would you feel if your child came home telling you this? You're watching your child deal with this. So some of the words that came out from Trees from 21 Pilots that played right after I had asked the song to play, after I had written all this down, is silent, cowardly, feel my death, say hello. The ball is literally in our court. I think I've said that before, but the only thing I can say is, if there was ever a time for everybody on this planet conjoiningly looking at themselves in the mirror and thinking, what can I do? What can I change? What can I say to do good for this planet, to do good for Mother Nature, to do good for the future for our children? What can I do to make things better? And that is as simple as even down to how you treat people. There is so much hatred, so much darkness, that people are losing sight of the light. So please keep your eyes open, and I mean your spiritual eye. Pray, do whatever you got to do, but most of all, while you're gaining that connection back with your faith that a lot of us have lost, you need to be kind. It is dire for humanity to treat people better, no matter what. We are not supposed to be judging other people. That is not our place to do. That is their place, not ours. You can judge when you're put in a situation, absolutely. But when it comes down to it, in order to release that trauma and in order to move forward from that situation, you have to, in a sense, forgive the situation. You don't have to forgive the person, but you need to forgive the situation. And just let sleeping dogs lie where they are. That's it. Do better to be better, people, because we're still feeling that tear. We're still going. Blessed be. Amen. Love you guys.